we're going to head to the voicemail of Truth and Reason. We also want to encourage you. We want your predictions. Let us know what you think is going to happen in Week 2 against the Jets, just like you did last week. Friday, we will play a bunch of the predictions that we get on the voicemail of Truth and Reason. And then if somebody nails it like somebody did last week, we'll hear about it on Monday. But this voicemail of Truth and Reason, talking about Jacoby Brissett.
Hello, this is Ron from down in Clayton, Ohio, and I'd just like to say a couple things. Number one, I want to say congrats to the Browns for winning the first game in 17 years at the start of the season, so that's a great thing. Obviously, the people who picked us to win 6 games the entire season are now reevaluating their comments. I'm a little put off by some of the people asking how long is the leash for Jacoby Brissett. The guy took hardly any reps in the preseason, and he looked relatively decent yesterday. You know, give the guy a break. But another thing that is really bothering me is the Browns really kind of letting Hunt go away. And I'll tell you, him on the right side, Chubb on the left side, him up the middle, Chubb around the other side. Those two guys are the best tandem in the entire NFL, in my opinion. I say pay the man. There's a continuity there. The line kind of knows what they're going to do. They've been together for a while. Go ahead and pay the man. I'd like to know what you guys think about that. Thanks so much. As always, go Browns. Woof.
Appreciate all the voicemails. Tim, I understand where people that want to pay Kareem Hunt are coming from. It's got to make sense financially, but I do like the idea of trying to keep Nick Chubb, Kareem Hunt together.
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously going to be tricky with the salary cap dollars. It would take maybe a restructuring of a big-time contract next year to really give you the salary cap space needed to pay Kareem Hunt. And let's also remember, he's 27 this year. You know, we know that NFL running backs have a history of, tailing off. They don't exactly have long careers. So we'll have to see, if the Browns would be willing to pay a running back who will be big money, who's going to be 20 next season. And I think that's a big reason also why they drafted Jerome Ford in the draft, and back in April. I think he's got the ability to be a capable running back. We saw how effective he was in the preseason. He had a nice kickoff return in Carolina on Sunday. And let's remember also, when you're talking about, the payroll of a team with a high-priced quarterback, you're going to have to make some tough decisions. And maybe you can't have 2 high-priced running backs, because then that cuts into your ability to pay everybody else, especially when you're going to have to pay some big contracts to the defense in a couple of years. I mean, Greg Newsome and Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah will be up for deals in a couple of years. You're going to have to figure out what you do with defensive tackle. So there's tough financial decisions that come into play with this. This is the case with any team. And going back to what he was talking about with Jacoby Brissett at the beginning, yeah, he obviously struggled at the beginning. I think there was rust he needed to knock off. He missed some throws early, but I thought it was important, and I think it's significant that when he absolutely needed to make throws in the fourth quarter, those were the throws he needed to make. The big third down, Anthony Schwartz set up a field goal, and then on the final drive, connecting with Donovan Peoples-Jones and Amari Cooper to get into position for Cade York to kick the game-winning field goal. Those are the kind of throws you need Jacoby Brissett to hit. You don't need him to be Justin Herbert or Josh Allen, but if you need him to make those throws at the end of a game, he needs to do that, and he showed on Sunday he's capable of that.
Yeah, and again, a work in progress, likely to get better as he gets a little more familiar with the game speed of everybody, Amari Cooper included.